Hello, this is Art on the Farm with Mia Sage and Jan. And today we are going to be looking at a half collage, half pen and ink. Now, this project is really great for people who are learning to observe. I have gotten some magazines from the Monroe Area Chamber of Commerce. Some of their older magazines, I didn't want to use anything that's modern that they were using at the time. And I've gone through and I've been looking at the pictures in the front and on the inside. One of the pictures that really struck me was this one. It's an older magazine, but it is a beautiful zinnia on the outside of their magazine. And so we're going to be taking this. I'm going to very carefully rip the top right off. Ooh, there's another really nice picture. Look at the lines in that picture on the other side. What great lines. What a great way to explore. This would have been another really great picture to use. It doesn't have to, whatever you choose, doesn't have to be a flower by any means. This was just something that interested me. I like the very forgivable characteristics, I suppose, of a flower picture. It's predictable and is very forgiving when you're making something. If you make a mistake, as long as you're kind of following the same general pattern, it's usually not that big of a deal. I'm going to set this down right here. Okay. And I have gotten a cardstock piece that is gray. You most certainly can go with white or off-white. That's going to look really good too. I just thought for my purposes, the gray was a little bit easier on the eyes. It wasn't quite so sharp like a white would be. Okay. I'm going to take this and I'm basically going to cut it just about in half. It doesn't have to be exactly in half, but just about in half. Then I'm going to choose which side to use as my base because I want to be easy on myself today. I'm going to go in and use this side as my base, and this is the side that I'm going to be recreating. So this is my base picture. This is the side that I'm going to be recreating. So with that in mind, I'm going to place them on the paper, remove the side that I'm going to be recreating, and I'm going to set it somewhere so it's easy for me to see, so that it's easy for me to reference. Okay. You're going to want to do the same thing with your picture. You're going to want to put it somewhere where it's easy for you to see, easy for you to reference. I'm going to go through. This is just some Elmer's glue, stick glue. I'm going to put it, make sure that you put it on the correct side. And this paper is a really great size for doing this project. Excellent. Then push that down nice and firm. And I'm ready to go. Now it's my job to recreate it on the other side. I would recommend pencil, but it's hard for you to see pencil on video. So I'm going with a Sharpie pen only because it's going to be easier for you to see what I do. That does make my life a little bit harder because then if I go and I make a mistake, you got to make do with your mistakes when you're using a pen. So make sure that you're aware if you choose to do the pen, you're stepping out on your own. Okay? So as I look right here, I see this curl. This curl really draws my eye. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out where does that line come from. And I'm thinking it comes from about right here. So I'm going to go on and I'm going to follow that up and follow that down. This is a line drawing, so it is going to be different looking from the original. That's okay. Just follow your layers. Follow your lines. And give it your best shot. Usually this type of project is not something that you're doing because you're wanting to hang it up and be proud of it forever. Usually this kind of project is the project that you're doing because you want to try to learn how to see and observe artwork better. And this can be a really great way to practice. One thing that I notice as I am working is that I'm constantly fighting my own brain. And what I mean by this is, in my head, I say, that is a petal. Petals should look like this. And that message goes from my mind down to my hand, and my hand wants to create a petal in a certain way. Then whenever I go over there and I look at the actual picture itself, I say, oh no, wait a minute. That is not what is there at all. Actually, the petal looks like this. And that is why a nice warm-up activity like this, to help you just work on and explore, can be so very important. I have never really noticed before doing this activity for me, for my picture of my zinnia. Yours may be different, but for me, for my picture of my zinnia, I've been so surprised with the ends of the petals and how jutty they are and how different they are. That's not something I've ever noticed on a zinnia before. And I see where I've not properly planned out my space, where I've tried to fill things in where they really didn't belong. That's all a part of the learning process. That's all a part of the practice. And it can be quite fun, especially if you chose something that had letters, to go on and try to plan out those letters. I'm going to run into my clip up here. But do not be afraid to explore, to play with it, to make some mistakes. This is an excellent practice activity. To see what you come up with, to see what you can learn. If you're somebody who enjoys colored pencils can be great for this activity. You can really explore color a lot better if you choose to do something in there. If you choose to do something that requires color. As I continue to work on this piece, I can continue to work on different textures with skills with my pen and ink. But for now, I'm going to leave that right there. This is a wonderful project to explore pen and ink and collage. A nice, simple warm-up activity to help get you prepped for a different project. This has been Art on the Farm with Mia Sage and Jan, brought to you by the Monroe Area Council for the Arts. We are so grateful for the opportunity to be with you today. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.